my baby mama probably at the end of that gold digger.
All right, party people, welcome to the program. You know who I am. I am Merle on the Move, and I'm live here at the KHOY studios here in beautiful Ames, Iowa. And let's go ahead and start with the show. So today was a beautiful day. Yesterday here in Iowa was weird. Had freezing rain all night, and then I guess around the morning switched over to rain, and just rained all day. Just miserable, wet and rainy all day yesterday. And then today was beautiful. Today was just great, beautiful, sunny, not too warm, not too cold. So let's go get in the program. Today issues and subject matter I'll be going over Iowa State basketball, baby. You know what it is. Iowa State basketball is live in effect. They beat LSU. So shout out to ISU. I said that. Now Iowa lost. Iowa played. They played a team that wasn't even that really ranked big name team. I can't think of the name. Small school to beat Iowa. And I'm not surprised that small school beat Iowa because Iowa is not known to be a basketball school. Iowa is not a basketball school. Iowa State is a basketball school. Iowa is a football school. University of Iowa is a football school. Iowa State University is a basketball school. So, yeah, Iowa making it to the NCAA and not the NIT is big. Iowa State making it to the NCAA is normal. Them not getting past the first round in the NCAA is bad. But last year, Iowa State only won 2 games in the tournament. Not the tournament, I guess, like 2 games, like in their conference or something like that. Yeah, it was like they were 2-20 or something. Iowa State was bad last year. So TJ got them coached up, and they play tomorrow. So shout out to that. Also, North Carolina won today. They beat Baylor. That was big. North Carolina Tar Heels beat Baylor. Baylor was number 1 in the conference in their division, and expected to go to the Final Four. And North Carolina put the beat down on them. Also, before I came in, I watched another good game. Shout out to Michigan. University of Michigan, the Wolverines, Juwan Howard's team. Juwan Howard had a little controversy. Remember, I think I said, if you listen to the show, I said he slapped the guy. He slapped that coach from Wisconsin. And I don't know if Wisconsin won yesterday because that's who Iowa State will be playing. Iowa State will be playing Wisconsin, the winner of that Wisconsin game yesterday. I don't know if they won or not. I haven't checked it out. But it'd be crazy if Iowa State beats Wisconsin and then they can't even beat Michigan. So crazy. Anyway, Michigan beat Tennessee. That was a good game, too. That was a very good game. Let's go ahead and move over to football news. A lot of football news. Russell Wilson is now a Denver Bronco. He's the quarterback for the Denver Broncos now. Also, the Dallas Cowboys lost a defensive end to the Broncos. The best defensive player, Gregory. That's his last name. I can't think of his first name. Last name Gregory. But yeah, they lost him. So he's going to the Broncos. I said on the show that the Los Angeles Rams retired Tom Brady. Tom Brady's retired. That's the last game he played was when the Rams beat him. Nope, he's back. Tom Brady's coming back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for another season or 2, possibly. Good luck, Tom. My Rams getting better. We're gonna re-sign Odell Beckham. We got a new receiver we just signed from Chicago Bears. Roberts, I think he's pretty good. We're gonna do our thing. So good luck, Tom. Also, my man Deshaun Watson. I shouldn't say my man, but quarterback Deshaun Watson from the Texans, Houston Texans, has been acquitted, not acquitted, but not charged, I guess, in some of those cases that he had. And he's been traded to the Cleveland Browns. And that means that Baker Mayfield will be traded, possibly, maybe to the Seattle Seahawks. Because the coach of the Seattle Seahawks put his foot in his mouth and said that Collin Kaepernick called out to him, gave him a phone call, and was saying, hey, coach, check me out. I'm working out. And he said that Collin deserves a second chance in the league. Deserves a second chance. He's not sure if it's in football, but he deserves a second chance. What are you talking about? What is he talking about? Man, get his man a chance. Man, come on up. I don't think it's not going to happen. Why is he? I don't even understand why Collin Kaepernick even talking about this. This happened in 2016. Come on, think about it. It's when Donald Trump won his presidency. 2016. Collin Kaepernick took a knee in 2016. It's 2022. Collin, bro, it's over. They're not letting you in the league, bro. They are not letting you in the league. Not only they're not letting you in the league, they're not even really giving you a real shake. They're not even giving you a real trial. Bro, it's 2022. It's been 6 years. 6 years is a lot for a quarterback, man. 6 years. Now, can you probably bring something to the table? I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can, Collin. But they're not rocking with you. And that's a shame. It's like segregation all over to me. It seems like it. Because the man did nothing wrong. He was not let go because of his play. He was let go because of the pressure of the country at that time in 2016. The president at that time in 2016. That's the reason why they caved and let go. It was no jerseys or helmets or end zone slogans saying Black Lives Matter, end racism, and all that stuff. Was none of that going on in 2016. That didn't happen until after George Floyd. That didn't happen until after George Floyd. And since George Floyd, recently, nothing's been said about it. It's just nobody talks about it. It was horrible. So it was a moment in time, right? And that's how it was back when black people could even play professional sports. When it was a Negro league baseball, because they wouldn't let black people play in the Major League Baseball. So black people had to create their own leagues. But think about that. The black people created their own Negro leagues was owned by white people. So it was white people that owned the Negro League baseball teams. They make money off black people any way possible. We have to prove to be a commodity. Black people have to prove that we're an asset to society to be able to be accepted and helped in a way to be dignified as humans. Not all cases, but most cases throughout history, you can research it. I'm not making this up. This is what it is. So that being said, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, that happened. Also, the Dallas Cowboys wide receiver, number 19. What is his name? I can't think of it. He got traded to the Browns too. It's a good receiver. I can't think of the guy's name. He got traded from the Raiders to the Cowboys, and then he got traded from the Cowboys to the Browns. And that happened also. So we'll see. NFL's gonna be great this year. It's gonna be some good teams, some good mixtures. Really, really excited about that. Basketball, I ain't even talking about NBA. Who cares? The Lakers suck. I say it every day. Not really caring. We're gonna see what happens. What's interesting is that Ben Simmons hasn't even played yet. Like, why has Ben Simmons haven't played yet? What's going on with that? Ben, what's up, bro? So, NCAA tournament, March Madness is going on. Really looking forward to it. Iowa State plays tomorrow. We'll see what happens with that. Anyway, I'll play another song. Come back. I'm gonna go over to entertainment. Talk about Inventing Anna. What y'all know about that? You ever heard that show? Inventing Anna? It's a show. I always talk about that a little bit, but anyway, come back. Small.
My shoe. I let them top they down up.
All right, everybody. Welcome back. I am Merle on the Move, and let's go ahead and get started with the second portion of the show, entertainment. You know, that's what I do. I do entertainment portion. And the second part, I like to go over to what's going on in the news. So let's go ahead and start with Kanye. You want to start there? We can start there. We start there with Kanye. Kanye West is going through it. I said this. I think I said this a couple weeks ago too. Pete Davidson is trying to clap back at him. I'm really not going to share my views on that because I've kind of been through something similar to that. Not to the fact to where I'm obsessed like Kanye, but I kind of get it, man. I kind of get it. But shout out to Kanye, man. I like Kanye. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I just don't feel that Kanye is wrong. I just don't feel he's wrong. He's fighting for what he believes in. Now, you can't make somebody do something. You can't be stalkerish. You know what I mean? Like, don't be all like that. But if you feel a certain way, I think he's going about it the wrong way. I totally think he's going about it the wrong way. But I have no feelings towards Pete Davidson. Really, I ain't got no feelings towards this biz. Why am I even talking about this? I don't really care. Let's skip on. Movies and television. So, movies. What did I watch any movies? Yeah, I watched that Channing Tatum movie. I watched that. It's called Dog. The Dog, a Dog, something like that. Channing Tatum movie. It's about a combat dog, a military dog, something like that. He had to take it cross country, and he had a injury from being in the military, so his his he had a brain injury or something like that. But anyway, so the dog it's a good relationship. I like the movie. It was a good movie. It's a good movie. Check it out. It's called The Dog. I liked it. Also, television. I told you it's a show called Inventing Anna. It's based on a true story, and it's got the girl from Ozark that plays it. I forget her name on Ozark. What's her name on Ozark? Ruth from Ozark is the main. Plays the character, whoever this person Anna is. It's kind of interesting. It's like I think I watched like 4 or 5 episodes. I haven't finished it yet. It's pretty good. I told y'all that 50 Cent was going to talk about maybe moving his series somewhere else, but they gave him a contract, so that's good there. So that Power series stay on Stars. That's still going on. And something else I wanted to tell you guys about entertainment wise, and I cannot think what it was. So let's go ahead and talk about music. So we play a lot of new music tonight. A lot of stuff going on in music. I told y'all Lil Durk had an album to come out, and for some reason, it seems like that the entertainment industry, when it comes to music releases, are just dropping all the time. But it's like your favorite rappers don't really have a rollout, right? I remember when stuff used to come out, it'd be rollouts, it'd be commercials, it'd be bundles and stuff like that. Now people it's like mixtapes. People just dropping stuff. So I don't know if I like how that's going. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and move over to some politics because I think that's the most important thing that's going on in the world. So let me go ahead and pull this up. What's going on in CNN? CNN says new photo shows massive damage to Mariupol Theater. That's I guess an area in Ukraine. I put this out here a couple weeks ago, or maybe last week, something like that. I said that is this World War III? Are we in World War III currently, and it's just not being labeled as World War III? And my example I gave towards that was because during World War II, it was already a war going on before. Some people have the misconception that World War II didn't start until the United States got involved, and that's not true. That's false. The war had already started in like 1938, right? Germany was already attacking. He took over Poland, a couple other countries, right? And Paris, France, he took over France. So before the United States got involved in it, Germany had already took over most of Europe. The United States didn't get involved in it until 1942, years later, 1942, when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. And I said before, the United States was not prepared. They did not expect it. Most of the troops, when they bombed Pearl Harbor, the base we had in Pearl Harbor, were asleep. Sirens didn't start going off that the United States, Pearl Harbor was being attacked to it already was planes flying overhead and being bombed. It ain't like they knew, okay, get ready. Japan may possibly attack us. It was taken off guard. So what I propose, what I'm asking, I ain't saying that, what I'm speculating. Say I'm asking, I'm saying I'm speculating. Why are we waiting? Why is the United States waiting for something to happen? Now, am I an advocate of war? No, I'm not an advocate of war. But why is the United States waiting to be punched in the face? Because that's what happened during Pearl Harbor, in my opinion. During Pearl Harbor, you got punched in the face. You got punched in the face. A lot of people died. A lot of people died when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. Now, the United States, the response to that attack of Pearl Harbor was way bigger and way more loss of life than what happened in Pearl Harbor. Because they dropped nuclear bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. So, yeah, the response was massive. And I guess that's the United States motto. If you do something to us, our response will be massive. So don't do nothing to us, because if you do, it's going to be massive. But why do we wait? 9/11, we didn't do anything until 9/11 happened. Then we, boom, went over there and did all that stuff. World War II, another happened to Japan attacked, boom, big response. It's like, why are we waiting for a response? You see what's going on. That's what happened in World War II. You see what's going on. You see what happened. You did the same thing. The United States sent aid to Europe. They sent weapons to Europe. They sent no troops. We weren't involved. And the same thing for the citizens are saying here now. They said then. It's not our business. It's not our war. We don't want to be involved. It's not our business. You seeing kids? Humans. We're humans. We're humans first. The Ukrainian people used to be considered Russians. They got their, just like the United States people here. The white Americans here in the United States used to consider, most of them you considered British. They were British living in the Americas, and they were called it the Americas. It was the British living in the Americas, and then generation it became just American, right? Same thing with Ukraine. Ukrainian people, they speak Russian. Most of them are Russian. Most of them are descendants of Russian people. Basically, they're Russian. The president speaks Russian. He's Russian. I think he's Jewish, actually. But he's Russian. He's Ukrainian because that's their sovereignty, because Russia turned their back on them. Stalin starved them out. Check your history. If you don't know, don't just watch the news and think, Ukraine. Find out about Ukrainian people. Find out about history. That's why they need to stop trying to whitewash history. Stop trying to change the narrative. History is what it is. It is what it is. History. You embrace it and you change it if it's bad. You embrace the good. You change the bad. You don't forget it. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You clean the baby up. That's why a lot of black people feel like, what happened to the conversation of reparations? I remember doing the presidential campaign in 2018, 2019, reparations was on the table. They were talking about reparations because the country had a surplus in money. That's why they was able to give y'all them stimulus checks. Think about it. Come on now. Don't play with me. Don't let them fool you, man. The government, this country had a surplus. We got single people in this country that are citizens that are billionaires. We got Elon Musk, who's a citizen. He's not from this country, but he's a citizen of the United States. And he's the first human, single person that could possibly be a trillionaire. I said trillion. Net worth, trillion. America. He lives here. He did his business here. He's a citizen here. This country has a surplus of money. We were talking about reparations because at the first, I didn't say the first time, but we knew, and all the people, the good people of the government, knew that we had the money to afford to do something towards reparations. I ain't saying that the government had enough money to just cut every black person that was affected through slavery a check. I'm not saying that. But they had enough money that they could have did something. Something could have been brought to the table, either home loans, student college funds, financing, something. It was enough money, and the conversation had started. During the campaign that started, Beto O'Rourke, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, all of them was talking about except Joe Biden. Joe Biden wasn't with reparations. He was on record saying that's why a lot of black people wasn't rocking with Joe Biden. Joe Biden was not with the reparations. He was not. He was on record saying he wasn't with it. And the only reason why Joe Biden got the nomination is because Jim Clyburn out of South Carolina endorsed him. Like, man, we gotta go. We gotta go with Joe. We gotta rock with him. He's the nominee. I know he ain't really rocking with us like that, but he better than this other guy. And black people went along with Jim Clyburn. And now he's the president. And he did nothing for black people. What you done, Joe? You ain't done nothing for the black people. We still ain't got the George Floyd Policing Act. We still ain't got the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. You ain't done nothing, Joe. But you're sending money to Ukraine. Huh? You ain't talking about COVID no more. Come on, man. Joe Biden, you are failing American black people. Failing us. And we voted. You would not be in office if it wasn't for the black people in America that voted for you. And we voted for you not because we just like you. We voted for you because we wanted these laws passed. We wanted protection. I wanted to know that if the police do something wrong to me, he's going to face consequences. Financially and legally. If a cop violates his job, not just against me, but any person of color, he don't get a pass. Because if he does it against white people, they get what they get. Okay? But it seems like it's a free pass to discriminate against black people. Breonna Taylor, the guy shot up in the building so many times, he didn't get off with it. The dude, Eric Garner, got choked out for selling Lucy's in New York. The cop choked him out, he got off. You can kill black people in law enforcement, and there's no repercussions. And I'm not saying that's the letter of the law or the common thing, but it happens. It should never happen. Don't say, oh, it's a kid. It should never happen, especially when they got it on video nowadays. It's on tape. Most things are recorded. Sandra Bland, God rest the dead. Come on. And these are just the cases that we know. It goes back to Rodney King. The first video that got the attention of the world was Rodney King. And it was a VHS tape. The man was getting beat to death with clubs. We seen him beat this man for minutes. It wasn't just 5 seconds, 30. It was minutes. The man was on the ground holding his hands up on his knees, and they was still beating him. And when it went to trial, we all seen it with our eyes. When it went to trial, every one of those cops got off. Not guilty. The police, they got charged for it and got off. Not guilty. Man had no weapon, on the ground, hands up, getting beat over and over, talking about he was resisting because he didn't lay flat so he can beat him. This is what we've been dealing with for you. This is in the 90s, and we still dealing with this year after year after year. So we nominate a president with the hopes that he does the thing that helps us have protection. It doesn't mean that the cops are going to stop doing it. It doesn't mean that the cops are going to start being convicted for it all. But at least the man that we vote, he's going to pass the laws for the protection, to give us the protection. And why we even need protection, it should be normalized. So I feel for the Ukrainian people, but we still got issues here at home. My heart goes out for all the children that's dying and the seniors that's dying. And my prayers are with the freedom fighters that's trying to keep their country sovereign. But once again, like I said, they wouldn't even have a chance. They wouldn't even have a option to fight against a major country like Russia, who's number 2 or number 3 on the world power list, if they didn't have a military. If Ukraine didn't have a military to start with. What do black people got? Black Americans, what do we have? Most of us don't even have gun rights or gun cards. Most black people, not all, probably got guns that have guns are illegal. We have nothing. We have nothing around. That's why they don't care about us. What Michael Jackson say? They don't really care about us. And I'm speaking facts. It's not doom and gloom because, once again, I love the country that I live in. It's where I'm from. I know no other country. I don't know how Paris is. I don't know how Italy is, France. I don't know what's going on in Europe. I've never been there. I live here. My grandfather's from here. My father's from here. My grandmother's from here. My mom was from here. Come on, my kid. It's my country. I love it just like the rest of y'all. But that don't mean I don't see flaws, because it's not the same for me as it is for a lot of people. People with different complexion of skin, you have an advantage because it's your country. You set it up. You got the rules. You set the rules to win. We have to bend and shape to the rules. We have to find a way to fit into the rules. We got to slip through the cracks. That ain't fair. Life ain't fair. I don't think that I say it's supposed to be fair for everybody. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that everybody should get a trophy for participation. I don't believe in participation trophies. What I'm saying is, if you have the ability and you have the gumption to go for it, nothing should stand in your way. That don't mean you're going to get to the end of the race, but you should be able to run the race. Nothing should stop you from running the race. If I want to run that race, I should be able to run that race. Now, I shouldn't be awarded as a winner if I didn't win, but I can still participate. I don't get a trophy for participating. I don't get a reward for participating, but I still should be able and allowed to participate. And if I do well enough, I should be rewarded for my work. Right? That's the American dream. The American dream ain't promised you a house. American dream ain't promised you a nice car. American dream ain't promised you a nice cushy job. America, the promise, whoever came up with that, I don't even know that's a real thing. because 40-acre mule was a real thing. I thought it ain't never happened. But supposedly the promise of America is the opportunity to do these things, the opportunity to have a good job, the opportunity to get a great education, the opportunity to have great health care, the opportunity to be successful. That's what the American dream is sold to us, the bill of goods that's sold to us. Humans, they don't say if you're white, if you're Asian, if you're Indian, or Arabic, or black, or African, or Latin, Latino, whatever. It don't say if you that. It says all. This is the land of opportunity. Live up to it, because you're not. You're not living up to it, because I know the loopholes. I know that you got agents. America has agents that try to stop you and prevent you from having that happiness. Look at the laws. If you live in a blue state, you can smoke marijuana. But if you live in a blue state, you cannot carry a firearm. Now, you can't carry a firearm and smoke marijuana anyway, but just saying, for those that don't smoke marijuana, you cannot carry a gun. Conceal and carry. The laws are super hard. In the red states, you can carry a gun, but you can't smoke marijuana. So those that don't care about guns, but they need marijuana for whatever the things they're dealing with, ailments, treatment, whatever it is, or recreational, you are not allowed. It's like we live in a two-sided country right now. It's almost like it was in the civil rights area, not a civil war area, right? You had the South and the North. They just divided between red and blue. You got red states, you got blue states. They're changing the voting laws. Votes midterms coming up, 2022, November. Get ready. You have to register to vote. I don't care who you are. If you ain't voting, you don't have a voice. What is wrong with you? Think about this. If you don't vote, somebody's going to vote for you. Stuff still happens. People are like, I don't care about the news. I don't care about voting. Is really? Guess what? If I'm a politician and I get elected, I don't want people to vote. Because if people don't vote, I keep my job. That's left stuff I have to do. I get paid either way. So get out there and vote and get somebody that you want to represent you elected. That way you can be effective of change. You don't have to just be crying around on the side talking about, oh, gas prices are so high, or inflation and toilet paper is so high. Well, guess what? Get your politicians involved, because half of the money that they sent over to Ukraine, they could have sent here. Instead of sending $1 billion, you could have sent 500 million, $500 million. We're going to send $500 million over to Ukraine and get some of these other countries to do this, because we got to take care of some stuff at home. The other $500 million could have went to some people here. I'm just saying, you got to take care of home. I ain't saying don't help and give aid to other countries, but take care of home. We hurting. It's people hurting right now. This pandemic ain't over. It's not over. It's not as bad. We have to take precautions. We can't just wait and hope it go away. We have to learn to deal with it. Speaking of, that's why I need people in the studio. I need guests on the air. Speaking again, I'm going to talk to the people again about other issues that we talked about last time. Not that. The main issues of a producer or a creator of content. I love coming in, talking to people, but I know all my listeners, once again, is getting a little tired of just hearing Merle's opinion, because I love the banter. I love the back and forth. I don't want to just give my take. I need to feel and get other people's perspectives. So we got to get people back in. Plus, I'm going to start taking some calls, too. We got to start taking calls. So I'm going to let y'all know if y'all do want to start calling in to the station. Studio line is 515-766-4245. Something like that. Anyway, if I said it wrong, I'll give it to you next time. I'm going to play another song. This is Merle on the Move. And when I come back, we'll talk about Chuck D and Don't Stop. I think it's going to come soon after my show. So it's Merle on the Move. Bring it back.